Right guys, welcome back. Last lesson we started looking at inequalities and what they were. If you're still struggling on that, you need to have a look back at the video because the lessons today and next lesson will build on this. Okay, so you should be able to find last lesson's work. Today though, we're going to move on to inequalities on a number line. Okay, two things you need to remember. If you have a less than or a greater than sign, okay, it's a clear dot. And I'll explain this in a minute, okay? Don't panic. I'll explain it in a minute. If you have a greater than or equal to sign or a less than or equal to sign, you're using a coloured in dot, okay? And I'll show you what that means now and how we're going to use it. So I've got an example here. Show x is greater than 10 on a number line, okay? We all know what a number line looks like. That's not the difficult bit here. The difficult bit, or the tricky bit, is putting this on a number line. So if x is greater than 10, x could be 11, 12, 13, and so on and so forth, okay? So what we start with, we put 10, 11, 12, 13, and I will put 14 in as well. And that is my number line. It's numbers with a line, okay? It's not technical. Now I said to you that if we have a greater than sign, we use a clear dot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a clear dot above 10. Okay, x is greater than 10. So if x is greater than 10, it could be any of these numbers. And that's it. That's the whole thing. That's the whole principle of putting inequalities on a number line. Okay. The only difficult bit that you've got to remember is if you have a clear dot or a coloured in dot. Okay. So on this one, x is less than 7. Okay. So I'm going to start, if x is less than 7, I'm going to start with 7. It could be 6, 5, 4, 3. It could be any of those. And there's my number line. A bit wonky, but you know it's a line. Okay. Now I said to you, the dot goes above the number in the question. Okay. So the dot goes there. Okay. It's less than, we need a clear dot, and it could be any of those. Because any of these numbers are less than 7. Okay, let's have a look at this one then. So, x is less than or equal to 0. So if it's less than 0, we're going to put 0. It could be minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. It could be any of those. There's my number line though. And I said to you, the dot goes above the number in the question. Okay. Now, slightly different here, we've got a less than or equal to sign. Now, less than or equal to gets a coloured in dot. Okay, so we can do a nice little bit of colouring in. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be obvious that it is coloured in. Okay, and for it to be less than or equal to 0, the line has to go this way. Okay, the final example then, so x is greater than or equal to minus 5. Okay, so I'm going to put minus 5. Now if it's greater than minus 5, it could be minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, and so on and so forth. There's my number line though. Okay, now where does the dot go? Okay, the dot goes above the number in the question. The number in the question is minus 5. Okay, and for it to be greater than or equal to 0, to minus 5, it's got to go that way. Okay, if it's greater than or equal to, the line goes to the right. If it's less than or equal to, the line goes to the left. Now what have I missed out on that last one? Okay, it's greater than or equal to, okay, so it's a coloured in dot. As I said to you, it doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be obvious that the dot's coloured in. Okay, so key things to remember. The two main bits, if it's a less than sign or a greater than sign, it's a clear dot. If it's a greater than or equal to sign or a less than or equal to sign, we colour in the dot. Okay? If it's a greater than sign, the line goes to the right. And if it's a less than sign, the line goes to the left. If it's a less than or equal to sign, the line goes to the left. And if it's a greater than or equal to sign, the line goes to the right. Okay, if you've got any issues, let me know. Okay, Otherwise, enjoy the work, guys, and I'll see you in the next video, okay? Bye!